Hey everyone, so I had a weird idea for war games, and I don't know if it's gonna be liked or not, but I figured an interesting way to do it. It seems like they already have it lined up mostly, so it's gonna be Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre versus the entire bloodline. But I think it should be 5-on-5, not 4-on-4. I think you should throw Sami Zayn in there, and then for the final member of with Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes, you should throw Kevin Owens in there. That way, you'll have probably the most insane war games of all time. Because then you can have a whole story with Sami and Kevin. If you remember a few weeks back when Sami would not hit Kevin with the chair, so that could be a whole thing. Because obviously they're like brothers, so it's really difficult for either of them to like kind of go at each other at this point, especially after Sami refused to hit Kevin with the chair. Kevin's been a lot more like laid back on Sami. He's like, okay, like you're the guy I know is still there somewhere, but I want to turn this around a bit. So the match starts off. Obviously, you get everyone in there, and I think the final members for people coming out of the chamber should be Sami and Kevin. That way, Sami comes out first. He obviously helps out the bloodline. They start taking care of business. Roman's in there cleaning up. So essentially, it's just Sami just coming in there doing some extra damage. And then Kevin comes in, steamrolling over the Usos. He gets in a little thing with Solo Sikoa, but gives the rest of the other team time to get up and kind of reorganize themselves. So they all have this big fight. Drew's going after Solo at this point, and then you got Sheamus brawling it out with Roman, or vice versa. Then you can have obviously the Brawling Brutes and the Usos going at it. But then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are just kind of like staring at each other, but they won't fight each other. So they kind of like leave off and they go help each other's like teammates. And then maybe Roman notices this and he's like, yo, why aren't you doing anything about this? If they ever get the advantage, he brings it up. And, Sami's just like, he's like a brother to me, it's be like attacking one of you guys. And like, I don't know, maybe getting Roman to understand. Slowly and surely, like obviously don't have a big conversation in the middle of an amazing match, which should be pure chaos, right? Maybe just like subtle hints and nods, like that type of thing. But maybe at one point when the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre, they all like get the advantage at one point and they start like beating on Sami. This starts to annoy Kevin. So Kevin turns one of the members of the Brawling Brutes around, say Butch, for example, Pete Dunne, and he, gives him a stunner. And everyone just like kind of looks at him, and then he just starts, then he gives like the other member a stunner. Trying to remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. The other tag team partner, Rich Holland. Oh, I was gonna kill me. So then maybe he's able to give 2 stunners quickly to each of them, and then Sheamus and Drew are like, "What are you doing?" And then they start attacking Kevin, but it's too late at that point. Everyone's gathered up, and they all lay like the beat down on the rest of the members of the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre. And you could just have like Kevin Owens like go up to like Roman Reigns. He's like, "I acknowledge you," because his brother Sami Zayn and he's with them. So why not just join up with them? Maybe it's too much. Maybe that's too many members so far. But I think if you have Kevin Owens in that stable, because you already see like Roman doesn't mind reaching out to other people, to help out. If he can build up an army, I don't think he would. He definitely wouldn't mind Kevin, because there was one. I think this is on YouTube. There was one instance of Kevin Owens actually acknowledging Roman Reigns as like Kevin's match was done, and I think Roman was coming in, and he acknowledged him. Like obviously it's a house show, so it's completely different, but you could put it as this whole thing. So like Kevin Owens wants to, obviously he has had history in the past with Roman, so it would make sense throwing him in that match. But he has more of a brotherhood with Sami Zayn than he does with any of the Brawling Brutes or Drew. So when he sees them all gang up on Sami, he's like, no, and he just turns them around because Sammy obviously would not hit Kevin. I just think it would be great long-term storytelling. And come on, who wouldn't want to see Kevin part of the bloodline? You know, like you could just make it the most dominant faction on the face of the planet. You know, just throw two Canadians in there. You already have Sam. Maybe it's too much, and I completely understand if people are like, nah, Kevin has to do his own thing. Or I know a lot of people want Sammy and Kevin to team up and take the tag team titles away. I think we can wait on that a bit because WrestleMania is coming around. I think you should have a really strong stable. Like, I don't think there should be any cracks in the seams, and that could be their WrestleMania. But then after that, maybe obviously, you know, some members should have something. You already see it with Jay, who I think is one of the coolest cats in the business right now. He's like a hyena. I think of him like a hyena, the way he moves and stalks him, like the way he stalks around. So I don't want to see the titles taken away from the Usos anytime soon. So that's why I'm kind of pitching maybe throw Kevin Owens into the fold. But then that could make Jay even more untrusting and like even more just, I don't know. But it could open up room. And I think it would be an amazing War Games with all the twists and turns involved. And obviously the great wrestling that would be in that match if you throw Kevin Owens in it. I just think it would be amazing. And I think it would be, like, obviously Kevin's on their side for the majority of it. But then he realizes he does not want to fight Sammy. The same way Sammy doesn't want to fight him. So easy betrayal for him. Easy like, nah, this isn't happening. It's less of a betrayal, more of a kind of like almost the right thing to do in his opinion. And a lot of people would cheer for that because right now I think the bloodline they're not heels, but they're not faces. That's for sure. So I think, and fans love that type of thing. And Kevin Owens he's done his best work when he's in that area too. You know, he's not a face, not a purebred baby face, but he's not a pure heel. The best base he's always been is very Stone Cold level, which is what Roman's kind of doing. Like, they're also confident in their abilities. One guy who's always been very confident in his abilities is Kevin Owens. Fight Owens fight, stun Owens stun. Give me that Owens. You know, he pulls off some of the best matches in WWE, and right now the Bloodline is doing the same. I don't get to see a lot of Kevin Owens at the moment. So I would love to throw him into that stable. I just would. Because I don't know, there's been a little bit of hints surrounding it. And if it goes down this way, I'd be a very happy man. But once again, I'm not going to complain if it doesn't go down that path. That's just my personal opinion. Anyways, if you guys think any different, please comment below what you want to happen with the bloodline later on down the road. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. But it would be really cool to see your guys' opinion. And please like and subscribe whenever you guys want, and have a great day.